Alright, YouTube. I'm going all out since I love y'all. This is literally the biggest, the strongest, the most ferocious update on Nonz. Okay, so these are two characters that I'm making a really big video for that are contribution to, you know, whatever you want to call that stuff, like literally all that really that good educational stuff right there. So anyway, these are two characters that fit the original continuity of Nonz, and their names are Nokia and Yumineji. So I love the original, you know, play out on Nonz, and they really fit in perfectly because Nonz really had this aspect to it originally. Like, what if this anime executed this idea better? It was originally like that. It was automatically like that all the way from the Online Park saga with the big out arc. Because of literally what happened was literally I was infatuated, so whatever I wanted to put in Nonz, I put in there, but I make sure I have my own character, my own ability, so it won't be like literally. What I've been doing literally like Gary Zarbon, like those really good idea with a really good, you know, continuity. And the name is definitely the original lore, but you know, that colorful, that this crayon shit, we gotta stop for this crayon shit. I'm talking to you really no, I'm serious, so you need to stop this crayon shit. But anyway, this shit is really crazy because these two characters are what I originally made happen. That's why I created Shortier specifically. So I'm gonna draw Shortier just to let you know this the original. And Kama is very easy to draw. He has to fade, but I'm gonna give specifics, you know. So Kama, you know, is very easy to draw because Shortier, you know, is gonna be one of my, you know, my quick and detailed characters. He's easy to draw, but he's gonna be very detailed. So I love Shortier. So Shortier, Jume, Dracul, you know, freaking everybody, like Obichiru sounds like an original Nonz character, but he was computer animated, so you know how I feel about that. But you know, anyway, that's how the original Nonz cast goes. Kido especially, like this had the original Japanese lore. But what started to happen over time during COVID-19, the whole reason why we had to delay Nonz in general was because we had to make My Hero Academia. And other words, we needed an anime that was more simple but got a lot of people involved, because here's why My Hero Academia was created. I don't think you know, but people have been spying on me ever since I was young. No homo. And what I mean by that is really, these like, hey, this is little black kid who always watches your show. It's only what they do is like they start writing, they start putting Easter eggs. They've been doing that ever since day one. So I'm gonna put this right here. Do you know that grass Pokemon that kind of resembles, you know, somebody who looks like me? So that one grass Pokemon was literally, it was when I really loved Ash the most. It was my favorite arc of Pokemon. It had kick-ass theme song. I forgot what his name was, but he had kind of like a toothpick in his mouth, like he had a piece of hay in his mouth, and that one was specifically made for me. I remember that over time. I thought about that, like, oh, this kid, like, he's really into it when he watches it. Like, maybe somebody watched when I first saw Frieza F up Vegeta. Lately, maybe this, maybe not, but this is really crucial where it comes to the continuity, because this is really our elaborate video. This is gonna be the most elaborate video I have from Nonz. So this video is about the Baka Intense project, and this also references Yumineji, and these are both community characters that I created over time that have get their community, because really, why My Hero Academia was created was very simple. I'll tell you a Big Mama story. It was me, Dabo, you know, my older brother Chris, and Babylon, and Lily. We were trying to think of the right movie, and so they used to always criticize me because they were trying too hard to be hip hop and gangster and stuff, right? So Lily, so I recommended, yo, maybe we should see Sky High, because I love the Disney Channel back in its prime. Like, there was this one movie, you know, Halloween Town. I love Halloween Town. I love so many, you know, different specials that Disney would have. I feel like they lacked freaking intensity, but they really were good at getting you involved into what was happening. And I love that about the Disney movies. You know, even if the theme was shitty, they always did something to keep you involved. The characters are like Lily, and I love that. So Lily, They born Babylon. It's like, man, we gotta see a movie with Harrison. So we end up watching Sky High in the movie theater. It's filled with action, filled with intensity, filled with love and charisma. And they're like, you know what? That wasn't half bad. The whole time they're like, this is how I feel like when he's watching Dragon Ball Z and shit. Like, literally, they looked at it, and that's the whole reason. It's a very memorable movie. You know how My Hero is a very memorable anime? That is an Easter egg for Sky High, and literally, it's basically an anime version of Sky High, and that's why it's still promoted. They've been spying on me and my brother for a very long time, and it's really out. Like, there's so much fucking scary shit, like, really out there, you know, when it comes to, like, comparisons, like, in real life, like, literally, when me and Uncle Jay, Uncle Sonny, freaking me and Uncle Sonny, you know, Zuko and Iroh, like, literally, there's so much fucking crazy shit you don't even fucking know, literally, and it's just there for, like, a second just to think about, like, damn, that shit's really hard. So, like, moving on, the whole point of this video is to literally, what Nonz originally was, is it was literally good for making anime better, because the original script I had from Nonz was not added on to Funimation time. So, like, the most unique thing about Nonz is that literally I was trying to cut it short. The main thing that Nonz was good at was learning from other shonen's mistakes, which is why I got by it so original. And I really learned that over time, because I didn't want this add on by Funimation, but I feel like this could be a really cool thing, you know, just for here and there, just for fucking one. And we can always, so my thought process is making these characters as Nonz, well, just obviously like, yo, fucking, I can always just fucking save this shit for the movie only. Like, that's why I feel about Dragon Ball, because they're based off all that shit, like, literally, so they can just be movie only for now. I just want to see it done. But the original Nonz thing, like, literally, I wanted it to end, because the main point of why I wanted to be a mangaka is to see what I wanted in anime, you know, inspire people just like Naruto inspired me, and also to understand that I wanted to learn from both Naruto and Dragon Ball's mistakes. So the original idea from Nonz, we're gonna make part 1 Nonz like 130 most, and then Nonz times 2 is gonna be 250. So, like, literally, that is literally what I had an idea. I'm like, I don't want too long. I want to learn from Dragon Ball Z for this additional information. But then I thought about it, I'm like, there's a reason why they were that long. So I have no problem with making it like a 200, 300 stretch. I have no problem with that at all. But it will never, ever fuck up like the past history of Shonen, because Kishimoto was in a very depressed state of mind with the Naruto anime was continuing on, and like, so like, they have this misconception that Kishimoto wasn't young when they made characters like Killer Bee, like really stuff you gotta think about. And like, there's a lot of stereotypes already in Naruto too, but it's really crazy. Like, you already responded to the African American community by making Orimori, by making the, you know, the Cloud Village and Jiro. So let's get that out the way. So let's go into the Baka and Test project. I just want to state that this is the original idea for, you know, how Nonz like was a play out, but these were community videos. So this in Yumineji, so let me get this straight. So Nokia is based off Lightning from Teen Titans, and he's also based off Akihisa from Baka and Test, because I realized that was a custom anime over time, and it was different. It was meant to be to watch at a different age for all lower career, you know, like when I went to a couple of parties, met a couple of women, and got more insight of socializing to actually recognize, you know, how different people view shit. So like, and then I recognized, like, yo, that's not for no reason. Like, where a girl like really tests you and calls you out, and like nothing's like a coincidence. It's the same thing, like, really, when you watch something that's really made for you, when you're practicing to be an entertainer. So I learned this was freaking crazy. So like, really, I honestly feel like Teen Titans has the best grip in any entertainment history. Doesn't matter. Moving on, Teen Titans is my favorite source of media when it comes to visual appealing. So let's get that out the way right now. So like, anyway, I'm going to be Lightning Akihisa, and his name is Nokia, based off the phone. So my character is based off a lot of things in real life. So let's just go into why I chose the name Nokia and why he's based off Lightning. First of all, I had the funniest rap battle of my life where a guy named Sabo Dude, and my name was Riz Anarchy at the time, and that means Riz brother. My girl, like brother, like my name was Brother Riz, like Brother Lynch. It's like Riz Anarchy, like Lily. My name Eris Riz and Anarchy, brother from Gurren Lagann, and this guy's name was Sabo Dude. It was a really good battle, like Lily. So like, if you already saw the Bayside confirmation, Bayside, Wayside, so like, I grew as a person, and Wayside was based off a review from an animation creator called Mr. Enter. So Mr. Enter put me on to, like, you know, reviews of like being more elaborate when you speak, so more people will be in tune to your videos about what you get your word out there, because you're appealing to somebody personally. And like, so crazy thing is like you're giving somebody information and you're appealing to them, personally, and that's the great thing about the anime community, and that's why it's profitable. Like literally, and the crazy thing about it was this. So the amazing thing that happened was literally, once I got permission from Funimation, I literally thought of idea after idea. I'm like, now this shit is confirmed. I am going to literally go crazy. So this guy, Nokia, is based off some criticism that I took in real life when people used to criticize my iPod, saying that it's beat after beat after beat with no substance, but in actuality it's nothing but substance. So how I started listening, to music in general was really some shady, and I played off that. So I would have some really cool beats, and a lot of people use reverse psychology, like, yo, yeah, beat after beat, you gotta have some balance. And sure that when it's already perfectly balanced, I already listen to slow rap too. I'm very lyrical, even though I'm a pretty boy, and like a lot of people and that's the difference between me and Sabo in real life. Sabo is a full-on nerd. Legend of Zelda, Super Smash Brothers, all that shit. Like, he's a really good. He's playing all the Final Fantasies and shit. Really top tier video game, just like Pierre. He went all out at being an anime fan. Reads manga when I don't. I'm an anime watcher only because I do read manga. I could read manga. I have the ability to read manga. I watched the 4th grade Ninja War, but I gave up when anime shit like that was really getting good, So really, that's what me and Sabo have, differently. So that's why it's two different sides of the same coin, and that's why he beat me, on my very first, real battle. Like, the first battle, I scraped this guy really bad. We were the same rank, but Sabo was mid tier, and I was the prodigy of the low tier. So I was me and him were toe to toe. Like, we have this running gag, and so he's taller than me, he's Dominican, and I'm short, I'm with green eyes, and I'm part black, part white, and and I have a lot of sex appeal, but I'm also really strong. I'm a martial artist. It's a lot of people get me fucked up. A lot of people try to treat me like a chihuahua, and then I come back with a pit bull. It's crazy as fuck. That's my reputation and shit. So I listen to this shit freaking 50 Cent, really fucking. Sometimes I may slap some boy band music, some LMNT, Hey Juliet, some really shit that you wouldn't regularly slap, but I can improvise because I actually freaking, fuck, I actually know how to socialize and shit. So I'm not a square, but sometimes I listen to music that you would be considered square, but I don't take it too far, I'll listen to 1,000 miles and shit. You get what I'm saying? I really go hard. One time I started playing Maroon 5, so Sabo knows me from picking up cosplay chicks, and so one of my favorite girls named Malice, right? She cosplays North Pito, so when I first met her, I came up and I squeezed her butt cheeks in the middle, and me and her became best friends since then. So what happened is he became my personal help since then. He hacked my iPod sometimes. So freaking, they used to criticize me back in the day, saying, "Earth, you listen to this some fruity ass music." And so it's crazy as fuck because so I would play shit like Maroon 5 and shit, and freaking people still try to pull the things they pull back in the day. Cause now I get girls and shit like that. They used to criticize me for having Cobra Starbird, Starship and shit. I used to have really fucking bitches music back in the day, and now that I'm actually social and throw parties and shit, now it's fucking cool. I make beats, I became a little bit of a hood nigga, but that's the side because my character represents how much of a pretty boy I am. But don't underestimate me and stuff like that, because me and Sabo went toe to toe and shit. I called him out talking shit, and he's like, "Man, you're a low to it," and then I backed it up with that battle, oh, I can see why you were talking shit, but I am the master. So his character in this movie is his Subaru, he's blue, and I'm, orange, I'm Nokia. Based off the phone, and based off me being, a pickup artist in real life, and also really knowing a lot about girls, but also knowing a lot about fighting. People say that I'm the ultimate teenager, but I'm also really wise. When it comes to decisions, I just live my life really extravagant and shit like that, and I make little shit into big shit. I'll throw a hot Cheeto in the air and catch him with my tongue. That's my character. Yeah, so me and Sabo play video games, we're talking shit to each other. And so back to being freaking Nerf and Pito now. And so anyway, fucking Z plays Maroon 5 by fucking iPod. These fucking old fucking gangsters come around. He's like, "Earth, you are so lucky you were a girl. You will never get away with me playing Maroon 5. So overall, Nokia is a really this laid back but energetic when it comes to shit. He's interesting character. His arch rival Subaru is really good. At when it comes to like quick comebacks, like literally, his shit's already composed based off movements. It's like literally, it's based off literally how me and Sabo are ringing each other's movements, like literally how me and him interact. And so my character really is really out there, really outlandish and shit. Really playing video games, literally. I'm like, oh, you cheated. He's like, no, I didn't cheat. I'm like, no, there's no way you could reverse that in the fucking game. And he's all like, well, when you're busy dancing around, I was being observant. You're being observant and shit, your ass is blind. See this? This is called the face that I don't care. That's what he said. I've had it with your little ass. I swear, when we're trying to out-derby each other and shit, oh, well, it's not my fault you didn't learn how to do donuts. Who do you think you are, Homer? Is there anything that you laugh at other than yourself? Maybe, when I'm done, I might just go mess around with Zara. Oh, well, hope she's as happy as you. No, that's seriously how me and Saul will argue in real life. I'm like a weird cujo. I'm like, shh, I wrote down bars in 30 minutes. I'm like, bullshit. I had enough of this bullshit. We're equal. You're still low tier, is. I'm like, I have. What you slobbering, flabbergasted ass? I already eaten you once. No need for a rematch, though. Sheesh. You didn't eat your shit. Don't suck your dick for the editing. No, but seriously, freaking Nokia is an example of the fact that I'm not just powerful, I'm lyrical, and I'm handsome. So like literally, Sabo can do all this flashy shit, but I can come back for a haymaker at any fucking time. So when we go head to head, it's nasty because he really hits me in the areas like where I can't get to, but at the same time it doesn't outweigh a situation. But it's a really good trade-off. Like, ooh, because really what it is like he's pretending not to be in second gear when he's in second gear 24/7 like fucking Goku during the fucking Cell games. But Nokia is a really actually a fun character. Like he really interacts with people, and he really looks out for the young too. Just because he has a childish demeanor does that let him get in the win mission. He's very precise when it comes to movement and shit. Like, and that's why so many people hate him, because normally somebody this cocky, normally somebody this handsome has literally I catch 22. Like I hate this shit. Like like there has to be something wrong in film. I'm like, oh no, nothing at all. That's what she said. You little punk. Oh man, was that a joke? Because it was almost good. Boy, if I want to put soap in your mouth, oh, next thing you know, you get the Abominator. Nokia is literally really cool. He's responsible. He really does whatever he needs to, and he has a lightning speed. He's really precise, you know, with the samurai sword. A really good explosive master. And Subaru is really swift like wind, but also really strong. So like he gets you into freaking areas. He's really. It comes down to like he's pretending to put his hands on my head while I'm swinging randomly because I'm shorter and shit. But literally, in actuality, I'm making them duck with me best like me. Like hold up. It's really funny because like literally freaking he be trying to be Lil Nokia, and so Nokia shows his actual strength. He's like, don't go there with me. This was a very important aspect of this, because not only is this like really thing that I'm really hyped for, it's something that I have to get in the community. So what's the whole point of me literally making my, you know, envisionary, you know, aspect of Nonz, really what I want to see done, because I love the drift of Teen Titans. Absolutely love the drift of Teen Titans. And the whole point of this is really what I want to see done right. Like, what if these guys were in more than one episode? And that's the whole reason why I made Regatta. That's what Nonz was originally about. But this is something not only that I want to see done, but something I have to give to the community, so it won't be, it's not like, you know, what I learned about selfish intentions, while I also learned about about lately socializing in general, how I changed as a person, how I learned to have more patience and learn how to memorize and masterize, you know, so I can actually, you know, freaking, you know, go hard at a trait instead of it being just for fun, you know, freaking, you know, even though I couldn't afford school, I did the best of the tools I did, you know, survivability. I learned how to do a whole lot of shit on my own, and it was crazy as fuck, and I never, like, really lost that style. And how this shit was originally made was literally Nokia represents a lot of how literally they say I'm fruity and say this stuff. I really pack a lot of substance. Like, oh, this pretty boy. Let's see what's up for him. What? He should be this strong. Like, literally, it's crazy as fuck. Like, it is nasty as fuck, because literally he is the master when it comes to hot pocket stealing and Subaru. We called him out. I'm like, no, nigga, you took the spaghetti out. Did you just come and accuse me and say that every flavor of chip was the same? That shit be really out there, like Lily, and how we fight each other is even fucking funnier. Like I'll do the after image, I'll throw a hook through his ribs, then he'll get down, and then I'm like and then he kicks me on the fucking floor. And then one time, Lily, I'm like, hey, let's play first time. I try to move to the side, and then he grab me instead. I'm like, oh, I thought you were quick, and I thought you weren't a monkey. And so during the Bayside movie, Nokia actually squares up for Zap and Ted Zap out. So that's a really good confirmation. So Zap is there for the Bayside movie. So Bayside is really incorporate everything nice that really I learned as a person. Why I have to really like give to the community is really this. Like really, this was made to how I changed Bruce. And what you want to view things is kind of like how I view things about Bayside. So really, it all came down for criticism about let's go back to the beats. Like really, oh man, you and these beats. And so Lily, what happened was Bayside was a cartoon with a beautiful beat, and I'm like, it's a really bad show. It has no substance, even though I feel like Lily, it's a cast guy. Oh man, we got really finesse for Bayside. But Mr. Enter, an animation creator who I fell in love with over time, who told me this is how you're actually supposed to view a cartoon. It's not really immature as you think. Like Lily, they have any windows, there's a whole bunch of references to their artists, you know, personal life and some of that. Like Lily, and so he told me that it wasn't a bad show intentionally because he told me the books were better. And since I'm already known for taking substance, like I want this anime art to be better, so I'm gonna like make it my style. This is what it could have been and stuff like that. Like this is Naruto, it's heavily dragged on, like that's like the shit with Nonz. So I'm doing that, but with community videos to teach you how to be a better person. Like a really good fundamental of how I came about this is actually I got people involved in this by playing the sport with Sabo, by playing the sport with Kat. Like Lily, Kat was a girl I pulled, so like Lily, Sabo and Kat watched the same series, and so he tried to get her, but she was already taken by me. So like Lily, by the way, I'm trying anyway. It was pretty freaking funny, but he still beat me in a rap battle on paper. So like Lily, it was two different sides of the same, coin, and like he was a master at that, but it was really professional. What it was there were people who had Lily a great potential that gave motivation, but it was really passionate. It was an actual tier list. It's really easy to call up your word because it's just on the outside, but like on the inside there was still anime fans. It still kind of like had childish tendencies. So it was a really bad judging system, and like really it was a biased judging system, and it really didn't go for it. But the outside base was amazing. The foundation, everything. It was 100% concrete show, but they gave up motivation, and it wasn't freaking their fault intentionally. But that's what happens when you don't have a balanced lifestyle. Shit like that falls off, and you put all your energy into fucking one blast, and it slowly falls down. And I learned how to master that, and you'll know that once you apply martial arts like to your regular lifestyle. And the crazy thing about it was this literally freaking I learned how to do a whole lot of shit, and I didn't get praised for it so time. So what I would do is really, I would wait for time, like really, when people didn't like anime back then, I'll wait for a time now to appeal to people interestingly. So there was a guy named Raven, a rapper named Raven Justice, a rapper / singer named Raven Justice, kind of like the Nate Dogg of the Bay Area. And so Nonz is also based off my life in the Bay Area. There's some Raven references, like there's Raven Netter, who's based off Midnighter and Raven, so like Raven Netter is a Valentine's Day special. Just to watch that, it's pretty cool on my channel, Nonz, the Valentine's Day special. So it's a really cool thing, but I relate to her personally. I'm like, Lily, so AMVs, when you mute the audio and put some clips, but it wasn't really like that. I wasn't just random fan art. How I got famous in general, really like legendary famous, since I made an AMV for R&B singer named Raven Justice. I put Raven from the Teen Titans as Raven Justice. It really was good, really good reverse psychology. There wasn't a single flaw, and everybody talked about it, and they would never STFU about this subject. It's really crazy. So like really, so Nokia really is going hard, but that's where I get that visionary and Jiros like really. So that is how we have this platform we have now, about me networking, about me putting everything together, about me being people involved. Like really, it's fun now. So it's not just, hey, you wanna watch my AMV, hey, you wanna watch anime, like really, this now, oh man, this is why you don't have a girlfriend, you have selfish intention. But this is something that evolved over time. When they say things take time, that means don't take your time. And really, and this came really a shitload sooner than I thought, really. Freaking crazy, man. It was crazy as hell. So like literally, so that's the whole purpose of like the Bayside movie. It's contributing to like anime fans, like how you can grow. Like really, there is a power in like watching something where you shouldn't really be judgmental of something. Is like really how humans really evolved from monkeys. Where like it's better to be non-judgmental because it's more of a fool to make an enemy where you can simply make a friend based off general respect and like other things you learn at a time. But that also comes like with self-improvement. Like you can't be a respectful person if you literally, if you have holes in your life, you know, freaking, like, you don't have charisma, but you get one thing, you have to, like, really have a balance, and, like, balance is the key. I'm not saying be gangster, but you definitely have to be considerate, you know, not just yourself, surroundings, and people and shit. And Baseline taught me all of that because I learned that all over time. I literally so if you go watch the description, that is the truth. So let's go on to the second community video where it comes to Yumineji. So Yumineji is truly based off of what I envisioned anime when I was younger, literally watching each and every Yu Hakusho, everything that drip, Android 17, literally growing up, like literally watching anime specifically for the cool looking guys. And literally, I always used to love the Kakashis and all those guys. Like literally, I was infatuated with those looking characters, like Mihawk from One Piece. I've always been that mysterious character, Jalal from Fairy Tail. It's all that, but like literally, I'm a big fan of like Beyblade and shit like that. It's prime. Like my brother used to always fucking make fun of me. Like literally, figured, oh, you still over here watching this and that. You're not even watching Digimon. Let alone Beyblade. It's Beyblade. She used to slap that every day. I told her she don't know nothing about that. But anyway, see, it's based off how I view Beyblade, how anime viewed in America, like Sonic X and everything. She's based off who your favorite character in the Kids WB show, Elite. So she's based off of like literally how I love anime and how I grew up in a community. I used to grow up with a lot of like, you know, people from the Latin community who used to love anime growing up. They never missed a beat. The Platinum Boys never missed a beat. Literally, I'm Dragon Ball Z. Watched every single episode. It was crazy. We love the Stone Saga and shit like that. I was even freaking tripping, like literally freaking. I was voting for fucking Goku. Like I didn't want to say it, but fucking selling Goku. Fucking, I was wondering who was gonna fucking win. Like literally, when I was going to elementary school and shit. It's crazy as fuck. I keep it aside. I'm like, if Goku doesn't win, the world's gonna be destroyed. But the crazy thing was my brother introduced me to music at the time and how I really got into this and how I made, like, I used to be like a very unsocial, like, weeb, but I went out, I went to parties, I learned how to dance, I learned how to mingle with girls. And so what I did was I originally put people in my manga that was like really based off people in my real life, like, you know, freaking my brother Jit, you know, 100% original, like, and then there was in my gospel and there was some more shit. And so anyway, you know, what made it crazy is the air evolved from that to me actually putting my girlfriends in my manga, like really, and still having it been like Briske and Leiji is Layla, like really one of my super mains. Like really, it's based off Senku and Hinata, like really Senku and Neji, like really freaking like what she does is like really she has the drips, like really orange drips, like really orange, like, you know, freaking wear orange and black outfit like Naruto, like sees Hinata with Naruto's outfit, and her Byakugan is really quantum physics. So like really, she's really a good character, like really. And so like really, I learned how to make characters like that over time, like really. So like really, it's still original, nothing distracting from the original plot. I like this computer generated shit. I'm sorry, man, this shit doesn't feel organic to me. And like really, it's crazy as hell, but like the insane thing about it is Yumineji is based off the time where I grew up watching Kids WB, watching Gen X, watching Lily, freaking Toonami, watching everything I loved about Lily. So she's based off Yumi from Code Lyoko, Neji Hyuga, and Android 17's appeal and why everybody loves Lily. Well, first time when we see him on team. So her foot's always up against the wall, always arms folded, always your typical, your favorite kick your ass protagonist. So she's an airbender in training, she's an air glider in training, no, she's an air scraper in training. So air scrapers are based off scrape. You ever listen to Tell Me When to Go, E40? It's the style of the base. So air scrapers are people who can fly by like really doing foot tricks and like really. And so wind pedals like go in and out. So they tap the wind with their feet and they glide and like they're dancing. So they're called air scrapers. And she's an air scraper in training, a really big prodigy. So Yumineji really an air master taijutsu user, like really an acrobatic, like really good. So like she's based off like really acrobatics from air master Neji Hyuga and like really all the technique of like all your favorite like actors. So she's a stop and chop character. Like Lily, she stops the momentum. Like she's aggressive, but she's very strategic. And like Lily, so Arma Lily, my girl from like high school and shit like that, who had to leave the school because the school was getting chaotic. There was actually a gang war in the beginning of my freshman year. I had no idea. There was this guy named Rondell who I fucking I skipped freaking the movies for. I made my mom upset because Lily, I skipped Lily the movies to go get hired by Bird because I was supposed to chill with Rondell, watch the movie, but Rondell's like, man, I'm on the bus. So Rondell's older brother, Ron Lily, was a cop gangster at the time, and Lily, so Lily, he told me, so Lily, he had my back the other day, and so Lily he was a popular kid, and he told Rondell, and I ended up getting in a fight with Rondell, and then Ben saved me from Rondell, from getting suspended because Rondell fought first and shit like that, and Lily, we skipped the fucking movies, and Lily, my mom was bad, I came home high, she was double disappointed and shit. It was crazy, but Ron did and why this is very impactful is because it all happened around the same year as when Arma left, Rondell was in that big gang fight. Armando was there my freshman year, so like Armando started up with Ron back in the day, so it was really fucking crazy. Like, so Ron Lily started up with Armando. You don't know who Armando is, go on my channel and go watch Armando the Tyrant Lily. So him and Ron were the same seniors lightly, but Ron was dark black and so was Rondell, so he fit like a really bad English stereotype. So he was low key about his gangster, and Rondell was really loud and really real gangsters who was starting. So Rondell took the L for that, and so he was there for Robert. Robert was my boy and shit, but like literally the main thing about that is important because that all ties into like I thought that I was just a square and I was just getting along with people, like I'll never fucking see like Ivy again, like this, I thought everything was like copy and paste, like how you see in society, but really people are passionate, like Lily, and they were telling me, like Jenny was trying to tell me, like it wasn't like my fault, it was a school malfunction and shit, like Lily, all that shit. I ended up having multiple classes with her and that coincidence learned over time. Yeah, it's all good. So the crazy thing about that is that all tied into Alma, and when I learned that when you move on, like how I get to like chill with like Ali, I'm gonna make another video about like Lily, how Lily, when I chill with the girls that Lily cosplay, when I watch anime, it makes it more impactful. And that's the thing about being social with anime. I know it really hurts nerds, but I had the same mentality that you did, and I really wish the best for each and every one of you in this community. And so that's the whole point of the Digi Beyblade movie. It's all about Lily. She had a rough voice. She's like, hey Harris, like Lily, it's not Lily. She sounded like freaking Ed, but she was really sexy. She's like Lily. She had like brown eyes, brown hair, like Lily, tall, like light skin, wore a bust. And when I said Almond Joy, that wasn't a pickup line. I was thinking about Auntie Lisa and stuff like that, like Lily, because that's the one candy I didn't like. So I mentioned Almond Joy because I thought it was reverse psychology, like bitching butterscotch and shit. Nobody likes black licorice. But still, like Yumineji goes hard. So C Lily, we already got in contact with Arma, and C Lily became the voice of Yumineji instantly. So like it was really good because she already had a rugged, a feminine and rugged voice. And Yumineji is a tomboy, and that's her character. Lily, she's like Lily. It's time to take out the trash again. Why the fuck do you call me? Easy, fellow. I was about to burp. Oh, you just had to come through and mess up my mojo. Great. You're late, jackass. But there's a very big statement I have to state, because the reason why it wouldn't be Yumineji without Live Rider. So what my brother used to do, he used to spoil Naruto fights. He's like, you wanna watch Naruto versus Sasuke, you wanna watch Neji versus Naruto, you don't know nothing about this. This is a shit called Live Rider right here. So literally, he downloaded all those fights that was spoiling AMVs. You know how you put fucking, that's how the original AMVs was made for Live Rider. They would have Itachi versus Sasuke. The first one where he gets his act kick, where he literally chokes him up against the wall. Is I hate everything about you. That was crazy as fuck. Literally, they had Neji versus Naruto, and they had Bring Me Back to Life, Evanescence, like the Naruto versus Sasuke fight at the bridge. It was really good cinematic fucking AMVs that were literally meant to give you the perfect feel, epic feel of the fight. And that's who Yumineji is based off of. And literally, the Platinum Boys love Dragon Ball Z, and literally freaking Yumineji is based off literally all this shit that I learned from Library. And when you were downloading AMVs, there would be an Espanol. And when you figure out anime and stuff in Mexico before America, and that's a fact, and Mexicans have always love the Dragon Ball community. As literally, you can ask Goshen, you can ask like anybody. Like literally, it's really a converted thing. Like literally, freaking anime is like weird when it comes to Mexico. Like literally, when it comes to like border shipping, they love anime to the fullest. Like so this is literally everyone who's like that. So like there has to be, you know, some really of that in Arma, and like literally, so freaking Arma is really cool. But literally, the fact that she gets to be aggressive, I thought the anime got to be Cloud on high school. This is how much fun I'm having. All this anticipation with like Sabo and how she's gonna be in the DJ Beyblade movie, and how I know all this. It's really fun, dude. Like it's crazy, and like literally, it's out there, and like she's really gonna go hard when it comes to this taijutsu. Like literally, see pounds on people's head from everything on act right and stuff. She's a really ungrappled, but she's an air master too, so she's really you know, like swifty, like with her movements. So I love how we can have like this gameplay. This is all gameplay of Yumineji, you know, and Nokia. So Nokia based on the phone, kind of lame, right? But now how I use it, look, it's a phone, right? And I fool bitches. These are my favorite, you know, upcoming characters and like Nonz, what I'm most hyped about. These projects really separate, right? It's not really just my personal interest anymore, and this gets the community involved. So Yumineji is supporting the Mexican community, like, you know, the Latin community, Spain, your community, Spain. I really don't want to discriminate, Lily. I'm really trying to get it right now. But really, she represents really how they all view, you know, anime in society, like really how this show is cool. But have you had to drop it? They have to drop anime because it looks so fucking cool. Like really, reverse psychology. Like so many people, like when they see Joker, when they see Teen Titans and shit, oh, I do not disagree. And so many of them all really like that. It's crazy. It's really out there. Like we're not passing up freezing, dude. Are you smoking? Like all that shit. It's crazy as fuck. But you know, when you have shit like Naruto, you know, and all these other anime, damn near slice of life, it turns people off. You know, I don't know, freaking. Whenever I download Goku versus Paimon and Espanol and shit on Long Ride Crazy, I am telling you, it is out. I'm telling you, they're making Dragon Ball Z raps in Spanish. Like, go look up all the Latino raps in Dragon Ball Z. Literally, freaking anime gets the anime raps in Mexico before us. I swear, it's really crazy. And if you want to know, I know a lot about Dragon Ball Z. I'm really heavy. Like I may be calling myself, well, who knows? Like really freaking, because the original cosplay concept of Dragon Ball Z came in the Dragon Ball GT disc. When you bought the DVD, there was a cosplay video of this Grand Tour theme song where there was Android 17 and cosplay. So the whole thing about cosplay music video has been done before in a concept of the behind the scenes of a Dragon Ball Z DVD. I am that much of a Dragon Ball Z enthusiast. So yes, this is Nonz. These are the recent updates for the movies. Bayside, and Bayside is representing how you should really expand your mind, like Mr. Pleasure, how you should read more books, how you can really be infatuated with different aspects of life, and like really when you get people involved, like start playing Dungeons and Dragons. Don't just, you know, freaking watch A&Vs. Like literally, don't like make fan art and not put yourself in a place where society's back up the statement. Make it a hobby. Get regional Yu-Gi-Oh! Literally, get serious like Sabu, but still have your own character like me. And that is the whole point of Bayside. So this is Blue Tricks. This is Yumineji and literally Nokia's video, and I'm out.